Hello everyone. You know what? While growing up, I had many curiosities in life, and one such curiosity was to know what is the sum of natural numbers till infinity, means this series. So we'll try to understand what Ramanujan had proposed for the sum of natural numbers till infinity, and I can assure you that the result will be surprising and astonishing for you. So let's try to find out. In order to find this series, what Ramanujan did, he tried to solve three other series, right? The first series is this. If I may denote this as S3, I'll denote S1 as series which is oscillating in nature up to infinity. And then I'll denote another series which is S2 as 1 minus 2 plus 3 minus 4 plus 5 minus 6 up to infinity. So in order to arrive at our main equation, we'll have to first solve these two equations and they will help us to arrive at this solution. Firstly, I'll take S1 series, which is 1 minus 1 plus 1 minus 1 plus 1 up to infinity. So if you will see this series, you will come to know that this is oscillating in nature. Oscillating in nature means that if suppose I block this series from here, if I stop this series from here, you will see that the answer would be 0. What if I stop here? The answer would be 1. So in that way you see that answer keeps on varying from each step, that is 1 0 1 0 1 0. So it means that the answer is oscillating in nature. So at any point of time the answer could be 1 or the answer could be 0, but surprisingly mathematically we can say that the answer is 1 by 2, and we'll try to see how it is. Let's see, if S1 is there, what if I write 1 minus S1, which would be 1 minus 1 plus 1 minus 1 plus 1 up to infinity. So we can see here that 1 minus S1, it will cancel out, and then again it will become 1 minus 1 plus 1 minus 1 plus 1 up to infinity. So in that way, which is nothing but your S1 only. So 1 minus S1 is equal to S1. So 2S1 turns out to be 1, and then S1 turns out to be 1 by 2. So in that way we can see, although the answer is very contradictory in nature, because the answer has to be 1 or 0 1. When you will come in engineering, you'll go through engineering mathematics. So in that way we have convergent, divergent and oscillating series. There we will see that this is a divergent series. The sum which you are trying to know, it is a divergent in nature, means that when n tends to infinity, the sum also tends to infinity. So although what Ramanujan tried to do was contradictory in nature, but still we will try to see what his actual meaning of the equations were. We will write here that S1 is 1 by 2. So in order to find S2, what I am going to do is, I am going to add S2 with S2 only, right? I am going to add S2 with S2 only, but what I am going to do is, I am going to shift one place to the right, that is 1 minus 2 plus 3 minus 4 plus 5 minus 6 up to infinity. And when it is addition, so it doesn't matter whether you shift it here or there. So in that way it is same only. So S2 plus S2 is, it becomes 2S2, and there it becomes minus 2 plus 1 minus 1 plus 1 minus 1 plus 1 minus 1 up to infinity, right? So this is nothing but your S1 only, right, which we had already calculated, turns out to be 1 by 2. So 2S2 is equal to 1 by 2, and then S2 turns out to be 1 by 4. So the two equations which were being required to arrive the solution at this, we have already got these answers. So we'll try to understand the main problem that we have got. Now I am going to write our main problem, which is S3 is equal to 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 up to infinity. I am going to subtract S2 from S3, right, which would be minus 1 minus 2 plus 3 minus 4 plus 5 minus 6 plus 7 up to infinity. So S3 minus S2 is nothing but what would be this? 1 minus 1 it turns out to be 0. 2 plus 2 is 4. Then it would cancel out. We'll get 8. Then it would get cancel out. And then we'll get 12 plus 16 plus 20 plus up to infinity, right? So S3 minus S2, which is already we have calculated, is 1 by 4. So S3 minus 1 by 4 turns out to be 4 times 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 up to infinity. So this is nothing but your S3 only. So here we got that S3 minus 1 by 4 is equal to 4 times of S3. So you will get 3 times of S3 is equal to minus 1 by 4, and that way you will get S3 is equal to minus 1 by 12. So guys, isn't it amazing that the sum of series, which starts from 1 to infinity, is coming out to be minus 1 by 12 mathematically? But this is actually wrong, because we all know that sum of natural numbers to infinity, it has to be positive only, and the answer to this problem is infinity only. So in that way we can see that how mathematics fools us. So I have settled the debate now. Thank you very much.